Okay, let's go ahead and begin. We'll still have a few folks popping in here, I'm sure, but let's go ahead and get our day started. I want to be respectful of everybody's time. Really appreciate everybody being here today. I know it's difficult to pull away from your busy organizations. So our goal today is to make sure that this information is helpful and a worthwhile investment of your time. My name is Melissa Deers. I'm Executive Director of the Fremont Area Community Foundation. And I want to start by introducing the folks that are on our team here at the foundation. You'll be working with them in the next coming months as we get ready for the Big Give. And so I'm going to go ahead and introduce, and they're going to wave at you. I'm going to introduce Amy Vanek. She is our Associate Director here at the Community Foundation. And then Lee Fila is our Development Associate. She is the one that you have already been hearing from, as she's kind of a Big Give point person. So wanted to make sure you could put a face with a name. Any one of us is happy to help you as you go forward and getting ready for your successful Big Give. So I wanted to start first by saying that the size of this group on this call does not reflect the participation level in this year's Big Give. We have a record 70 nonprofits participating this year. We make this open and available to nonprofits who have locations or services within Dodge County and its suburbs, which that's my term for Arlington and Cedar Bluffs. They're right here within our trade area. And so I didn't know we had that many nonprofits in Dodge County until we got this whole event underway, but we're just tickled to have you with us. This orientation training was specifically for folks who are new to the Big Give event, or those who have new staff members participating this year, or folks who just, have been involved but needed a refresher. So I'm happy that you are all able to be with us today. We're thrilled that we are presenting the 5th Fremont Area Big Give, and we're looking forward to building on the success of the previous 4 years. So one thing, a little item of business I wanted to mention, a couple things. Number one, this orientation is being recorded and it will be made available to you on the Big Give portal if you want to go back for a refresher or a review of anything we discussed today. And then I also wanted to encourage you we like to try to keep things as informal as we can. So I encourage you to raise a hand if you have a question. You'll see, for those of you who aren't maybe as familiar with Zoom, that there is a chat feature at the bottom of your screen. There's already a message in there. And that's a great place if you have a question or a comment that you'd like to make. Feel free to enter something there. Lee just did to kind of make sure you could see where that chat log feature is. So, but again, too, feel free to jump in. Amy and Lee are going to be monitoring that chat log for me. So if I don't catch it and somebody has a time sensitive question, we can be sure to, they'll be sure to give me a shout out so I can bring that question to the attention of the group. So with all of that said, I'm going to begin sharing my screen. And if I can do that without losing everybody, bear with me. I need to get all my technology working together. Okay. Oh, my apologies. Hang on. I have to share first. I'm working with multiple screens. Okay. Do you all see a screen, a new screen in front of you?
Yes.
Wonderful. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I want to begin with just an overview, quick overview of what our agenda is going to be for today. So we're going to be covering following topics, a brief overview of the Fremont Area Community Foundation for those of you who are new to us and what we do. Our goals for the Fremont Area Big Give, a bit of Big Give history, an overview of this year's event, and then how to approach your campaign. And then we're going to finish with a timeline and the important dates that we'd like you to keep in mind as we move forward. So the Fremont Area Community Foundation, we're oftentimes referred to as the Fremont Area's expert on philanthropy. We, of course, play host to the Fremont Area Big Give, and it's our mission to connect donor interests with community needs. We also strive to serve as a leader and a catalyst in the development of solutions to community challenges and opportunities. The Fremont Area Community Foundation administers 203 individual funds, holds $29 million in community assets, oversees 4 affiliate community foundations, and we've awarded over $38 million in grants throughout the Fremont area. We also engage in lots of programming, like our youth philanthropy contest.
All right, the boss knows I'm on it. I got the sound turned down.
Special trainings for our nonprofit community, and of course, the Fremont Area Big Give for the past 5 years, all to help further charitable efforts and strengthen area nonprofits throughout the greater Dodge County area. The foundation makes grants and programming available to nonprofits and charitable efforts throughout the Fremont area, which includes all of Dodge, Cumming, Colfax, Burt, Washington counties, as well as parts of Saunders, Douglas, and Butler counties. So when we say Fremont area, that's quite a footprint that we represent and serve. Now just a little bit about the Fremont Area Big Give, a 24-hour online giving event organized by the foundation to grow philanthropy in the greater Dodge County area. So our goals for the Big Give, why do we host this event every year? We do it to create a community event around online giving. Everyone knows that current and future generations can and will live online for the foreseeable future, and we need to meet them where they live and teach them that this is a cost-effective, safe, and easy way to give and get involved. We want to help improve nonprofit capacity. Whatever you learn through your participation in the Big Give, whether it's social media outreach, new donor engagement, enhanced board participation, all of that will strengthen your organization and help you do what you do better and more efficiently. And we aim to build awareness of local nonprofits. While many organizations are well known within our area, others are not. Or perhaps your nonprofit is familiar to folks within your community, but you have a specific program that is new or needs more support. Whatever your goals, the Big Give will help you build awareness and hopefully support for your efforts. Finally, this is a day to celebrate the power of philanthropy and the collective effort it takes to make our community great. Participating in the Big Give provides your organization the unique opportunity to increase awareness, donors, and dollars, all within one campaign using a single vehicle. However you approach your fundraising effort for the Big Give, this event will provide a very cost-effective method of achieving 1, 2, or all 3 of these objectives. It's also nice to see nonprofits come together and collectively inspire a community's support. So here you can see the fundraising results since the inception of the Fremont Area Big Give. Over the past 4 years, more than 7,000 donations have been made to raise nearly $1.25 million. The minimum gift to participate in the Big Give is $10. And in year 1, that was the most common gift that was made. But over the years, we've seen that amount increase. And last year, the most common online gift was $50. Gifts came in from 22 states and 62 Nebraska towns. And again, social media played a huge role during the day. nearly 27,000 Facebook users saw posts about the Big Give from April 1st through May 8th. So here's a breakdown of our results from last year. Online donations, which were all donations made through the Big Give website, totaled $178,364. We also received offline donations, including anyone who gave cash or checks at participating nonprofit locations. That amount was $14,777. Donor advised fund donations were $98,905, and those are gifts that were directed from charitable funds that are housed and administered at the Fremont Area Community Foundation. Total sponsorship funds, which are gifts that make up the prize pool, amounted to $33,000. We continue to support and celebrate lots of new giving to our organizations. Last year, donors were asked to tell us during the checkout process if this was their first time donating to a specific organization. Between 25 and 30% of unique donors identified themselves as new to the nonprofit they were supporting. So let's take a look at the details of the day. The 2021 event will be on Tuesday, May 4th from midnight to midnight. And our theme this year is May the 4th be with you. Donations are made online at FremontAreaBigGive.org. The minimum contribution is still just $10 to participate. We elect to have a minimum gift donation at this low level because it really encourages people of all income levels and giving abilities to play a part in the day. And it, I think, makes everybody that wants to participate in the day the opportunity to be a philanthropist and to support the cause, no matter their income level. And of course, participating prizes make gifts go further. So here is how it works. There are 3 ways a donor can make a gift. Donors can make their gift online by going to FremontAreaBigGive.org and select the nonprofits they'd like to make a donation to. Again, the minimum online donation is just $10 per nonprofit. Participating nonprofits may also accept cash or gifts, but we ask that they be delivered to the Fremont Area Community Foundation offices by 6 p.m. on the day of the event. Donations can also be made through one of the charitable funds held at the Fremont Area Community Foundation, like those donor advised funds I mentioned earlier. Donors can also make gifts in advance of the Big Give. The early giving period begins on April 19th, and those early gifts can be made right up until the Big Give begins at midnight on May 4th. Early gifts are processed immediately. They will not be displayed in the ticker, but they can be viewed by the nonprofits on the back end of the website. As we've done in previous years, we're going to be soliciting businesses and individuals for sponsorships of participation prizes. These are awarded throughout the day and are announced on social media. Prizes are awarded in cash and are designed to be won by participating nonprofits of all sizes. They range from random drawings to hourly prizes based on number of donors or the amount of money raised and more. Plan to use the prizes as incentives for your own donor community. Rally the troops around a specific hourly prize so that you might win the most unique donors prize for that time frame. And remind your donors that sponsor gifts will make their gifts go further that day. The complete prize structure will be shared during the final logistics training scheduled for April 9th. We also have some donor engagement tools that will allow all nonprofits to take fundraising to a new level. These will be covered in more detail in the upcoming trainings. As in the past, the Fremont Area Community Foundation is underwriting the cost of the Fremont Area Big Give. We're not passing along expenses related to the online platform fee, support staff, training sessions, or marketing. Participation in the Big Give is essentially free for nonprofits. In addition, the foundation does not benefit in any way directly from the event itself. Not only are we ineligible to receive gifts during the Big Give, we don't get a kickback from Civicor, the platform provider, and there is nothing deducted from donations to help cover our expenses. The Community Foundation hosts this event to promote and encourage a culture of philanthropy throughout the Fremont area. Nonprofits participating in the Big Give will receive full donations, less third-party charges of up to 5.2% plus 30 cents in processing and credit card fees, and 1% plus $1 per e-check. American Express transactions will have a 1% surcharge. The Big Give team, we've worked diligently to try to keep fees to a minimum for this event. And again, we don't assess any part of those fees to help underwrite our administrative support. We feel it's important. Lots of community foundations will charge fees to kind of recover their expenses. We do not do that. And I think that just enables us to make sure the nonprofits themselves are receiving as much benefit of the day as we can possibly provide. So understanding the transaction fees. So here's a breakdown of those transaction fees and who is getting their cut. So we're basically passing along the fees that we are charged by the processing organizations. So 3% it goes to our technology provider, which is Civicor. We pay the platform fee up front, but the day Civicor does charge 3%. Which is responsible and covers them hosting a secure website, preventing fraud, and ensuring a positive user experience. Civicor is a recognized technology leader for incentive-based fundraising programs, which is what Days of Giving are. 2.2% covers the credit card processing, which is provided this year by Neon Pay. Credit card transactions are secure. They're backed by a PCI Level 1 Secure Service Provider certification. So this makes a total 5.2% transaction fee plus 30 cents for credit card transactions, which is deducted from the donation. It's important to remember, however, that most donors choose to support multiple nonprofit organizations through a single transaction. So that means that the transaction fees are spread across multiple nonprofits, thereby lowering the deduction percentage for each nonprofit. For those who pay by e-check, there is a 1% plus $1 fee for processing. So during checkout, donors are provided the opportunity to increase their donation by 5% to help offset the cost of these third-party fees. And last year, 63% of online transactions opted to take advantage of that opportunity. So that means that in some cases, there were nonprofit gifts that came in at even more than the original amount of the gift. So we found our donors to be very generous and consistently so. So I'm going to pause there just to see if there are any questions from the group. And Lee, if there's anything in the chat log, please let me know. Any questions? No. Feel free to unmute. Everybody good so far? Okay, let's keep moving forward then. So now that we've heard about the details of the day, let's take a look at what comes next. A Fremont Area Big Give campaign is a 5-step process. The good news is that all of you have already completed the first step. This process and many tools you need to help complete them can be found on the Big Give website under the Toolkits link. So let's take a look at each step a little more carefully. Step 2 is building or updating your profile. Your profile is the public-facing area on the Fremont Area Big Give website where your participating nonprofits share their stories. If you're a new nonprofit, you will need to think about what you can do, or what you do and why it matters, and be ready to add this information to your profile. You can Add information, testimonials, photos, videos, and even programs and events to your profile. Returning nonprofits will simply need to update last year's information. The deadline to build or update your profile is Friday, April 16th. Instructions can be found on the Big Give website under step 2, which is indicated above by the red arrow. Step 3, prepare for success. To support your efforts and to really help you with your Big Give campaign, we'll be hosting and sharing some training sessions between now and mid-April. These virtual training sessions will highlight strategies, best practices, and various ways to leverage the Fremont Area Big Give. All trainings will be recorded and again housed on the Big Give website for future reference. We've also provided planning tools on the website, such as a worksheet called Best Practices for a Successful Big Give. We encourage you to use this guide to help your team's discussion and planning for the day, and look at the other tools that include important dates, fundraiser toolkits, and a collection of training sessions that have been held during previous giving days. All of that has really built a wonderful library of resources that is available to you. Step 4 is spread the word. Think about what tools you're going to use to promote your participation in the Big Give. It's not too early to announce that you are a Big Give nonprofit this year. Check out the Nonprofit Marketing Toolkit and other resources available under Step 4 on the Big Give website. You'll find lots of good stuff to help you plan your marketing, including cut and paste verbiage, as well as templates, graphics, sample social media posts, and more. Use it, and if you think of something else that would be helpful for us to create, just let us know. Use social media. Start early and build your presence. Email is great. Just don't inundate people's inboxes. Strategic. Don't forget to include Big Give graphics in your newsletters and on your website. And consider sending out a reminder postcard. There's a template in the toolkit, or you can always create one of your own. We always find that it's helpful to spread your marketing across all media, print, social, any way that you can use to get the word out to your audience. You know your audience best, so make sure that you communicate with them in a way that's going to get your message through. Step 5, finish strong. A successful giving day depends on you. How you motivate your supporters, how you grow your donor base, and how you excite our community. Celebrate with your donors. Send a special thank you to everyone who participated in the Big Give. Phone calls are best, followed by handwritten thank you notes, form letter thank you letters, emails, or texts. Just be sure to say thank you. On this next slide, events with question marks behind it. In years past, the first 3 years at least, we encouraged our nonprofits to come up with creative event ideas and host events in the community in ways that really showcase their work and their programs. And our nonprofits came up with lots of neat ways to do that. Unfortunately, last year, and still this year, we are living in the age of COVID. And so we really discouraged our nonprofits from hosting in-person events last year. I think this year it's still pretty questionable about the wisdom in spending a lot of time investing energy and resources into live events. But we did have some nonprofits last year get creative, and they pivoted and hosted some virtual events. And I think that Lee even has a picture of something that the Fremont Area Habitat for Humanity shared last year. I don't know if you can share that, Lee, or if I need to click something on my end, but they hosted sort of a virtual meet and greet where they talked about their their programs and broke it out over the course of a day. And it was really a neat way to kind of get people, possibly even more people than otherwise, into their space, into their buildings, so that they could showcase their home store and all of the neat work they do on construction sites. And so, you know, like everything else during this COVID timeframe, we've learned how to do business differently. And so if you come up with some creative ideas for how you'd like to maybe do something virtually, please do reach out to us. Let us know. We'll share on the website what we've been able to see other folks do that might serve as some inspiration for you. And then at the same time, encourage you, I think Lee might be able to pull this up shortly. We'll encourage you to reach out to us. If you come up with some great ideas to host something virtually, please let us know, and we're going to help you share it and get that word out as best we can, so that we can drive traffic to your Facebook page, if it's a Facebook Live, or just whatever you might come up with. Of course, the top priority is to make sure we keep our donors safe and free of COVID-19. So if we get some new directed health measures and the wind shifts and we're looking come April and May toward maybe having some more in-person events, we'll be sure to reach out to you with new opportunities along those lines.
Are you seeing my screen, Melissa?
I am not. But that's okay. Well, it was just a flyer, something they posted. We'll share that online in that toolkit area for everybody to look at and refer back to. Thanks, Lee. So let's take a look at our timeline. Here is a rough timeline of events. So from now until the end of March, plan to attend and or at least view the recordings of our that we have scheduled throughout the next couple of months. Am I still sharing my screen?
You probably have to share again, because I think when I tried it,
Unshared my screen. Obviously, we're not technocrats around here. There we go. How about now? Thumbs up? Okay, good. So I'll just reiterate, plan to attend and or view the trainings that we have scheduled throughout the next couple of months. More on those to come later. Begin creating or updating your profile on the Big Give website. Instructions for this will be available very soon in the toolkits area on the Big Give website. Also begin planning your donor outreach and marketing efforts. Use the nonprofit marketing toolkit and the best practices for a successful Big Give documents for help. Sorry, that just kind of threw everything off there, didn't it? In April, begin implementing your donor outreach and marketing plans. Plan to attend the final training on April 9th to cover the logistics of May 4th. Finalize and submit your profile by the deadline on April 16th, and mark your calendar for April 19th, the first day of early giving. May 4th, of course, is the Big Give. And after the Big Give, we want you to make sure that you plan to thank your donors. Tax receipts will be emailed from the system, but you will still want to follow up with a thank you. So this is important. I can't express how important and what a difference maker this is. Every time a donor makes a gift online, the system triggers a tax deductible receipt that they get sent to their email box. So they're going to have that immediately, and they can print that out as their tax receipt. But we have heard overwhelmingly from our nonprofit donors that they were so impressed when they got that phone call from the nonprofit, in some cases immediately after they made their gift. And they raved about getting these wonderful handwritten thank you notes. You know, if you're an organization that works with youth. Have some of your kiddos handwrite wonderful little thank you notes to send out to the donors. You want to make sure that that gift, the time that they click that donate button, they receive a follow-up thank you that really leaves a nice impression. That's how they're going to remember your nonprofit going forward, long after the day of giving is over. Send the staff at the Community Foundation your best Big Give stories and pictures. We want to make sure that we communicate the impact of the day in every way that we can, and we need to hear from you what your experiences were during the day, and we want to see your pictures. We want to be able to repost those and share those going forward. Following shortly after the Big Give, we'll be sending out a survey to all of you, to all of the Big Give participants. So please look for that and plan to complete that survey. We want to make sure that we are improving the day from year to year as best we can. And then finally, look for the Big Give checks to be delivered by July 1st. We always aim to have them out to you before then. And if we can, if directed health measures will allow, we'd love to be able to have those be hand delivered by our board members. That always makes for one more good photo op for the nonprofits to post on their social media. Hey, thanks again, everybody. We got our check today. We couldn't have been as successful through the Big Give without this support from you, our donors. If that's not possible, you'll get your check in the mail, but we're crossing our fingers that we might be seeing those better opportunities coming forward soon. So one quick review of the important dates. Our next Big Give training will be on February 24th. Our Big Give technology provider, Neon One, will present how to rock a peer-to-peer campaign during a giving day, which is a look at how nonprofits can successfully use peer-to-peer fundraising during a giving day campaign. In March, we'll be having 2 training sessions over additional capacity building topics, and we'll send out more information on those soon. On April 9th, we again have our Big Give training called May 4th Logistics. This is when we'll review the prize structure, how to help donors process online gifts, and provide final notices and reminders about the May 4th event. Please do plan to attend this meeting, as it will likely be our last nonprofit meeting before the day of the Big Give. April 16th is the deadline to complete your profiles. April 19th is the date that we will start accepting pre-scheduled gifts online. May 4th, of course, is the Fremont Area Big Give. And again, July 1st is when we expect to have all of the checks delivered to the organizations so that you can start using those resources for your programming. If you should have questions along the way, we have lots of resources where you can find our help. Our nonprofits section under the toolkits tab on the Big Give website, again, has several tools that have been mentioned today. Additional resources include the support link at the bottom right-hand corner of the Big Give website, which allows you to send questions to the Neon One support team. They're the ones who have designed the platform. So if you have questions about how something works or why something doesn't seem to be working, please do just reach out to them through that support link. Periodic email updates about the Big Give from the Community Foundation, which I have to say every year, we ask our nonprofits, what of everything we provided to help you be successful did you appreciate the most? And every year without fail, Lee's emails with updates and reminders. As we get closer to the Big Give, those go out on a weekly basis, and we have always heard back that those are so helpful. We put things out there for you to access on your own, but she keeps everybody up to date on what's next and what's due. And there is a Big Give Facebook community where you can interact with other Big Give participants. Just search for that, for Fremont Area Big Give Exchange on Facebook, and ask to join the group. Your participation will then be approved, and you can hop in and dialogue with your fellow Big Give nonprofits. And of course, if you still have questions and would like to email the support team here, please send us an email at fabg@facfoundation.org. So, in a nutshell, are there any questions about anything we've reviewed so far today? I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen so that we can see if there's anything in the chat log there, Lee. Questions, or folks can just unmute and raise a hand. So Freddie, what is the day for the nonprofit training class in April? Did we cover that answer for you in our dates? So we have an April 9th webinar that will be on the May 4th logistics. That's April 9th. Yep, Lee's got that in there. And the Facebook page, again, the Facebook exchange.
Fremont Area Big Give Exchange.
Yep, just go to Facebook and search Fremont Area Big Give Exchange. Is it FABG Exchange, Lee?
I think it's Fremont Area Big Give Exchange.
All spelled out. And then that platform does require approval. So we'll get an email that says you would like in, and that way we can just make sure that those who are involved in this day aren't accidentally participating in a Fremont Area Big Give somewhere else in the country. So we can make sure that it's our local nonprofit event. So any other questions? I know it was a lot to go over, which is why we're recording this, and we'll put that out on the portal for everybody to refer back to. But that's pretty much what we had to share today. So unless there are other questions, I guess we will call this meeting adjourned. We look so forward to working with you, and especially those of you who are new to this. It ends up being lots of fun, and hopefully we'll look forward to a very successful, one more successful day. And I have to end by saying, may the 4th be with you.
Thanks for your help.
Thank you. This was great.
You betcha. Wonderful. Thank you all. Have a good rest of your day.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.